Yo, buddy.
Hey, Jimmy, good to see you again.
Nice to see you. How are you?
I'm all right. It's good to be back. Although this time it's your house, not your shop.
That's it. Thanks
What
for coming.
gives? Yeah.
I want to show you this table.
Huh.
See this big giant table? This is the table we eat at.
This thing's a monster. What is this, like 10
huge.
feet?
It's 11 feet long. It's 40 inches wide.
Nice.
The top is made out of 2-inch thick hemlock rough cut boards from the local sawmill.
Okay, left a little gap between the boards, so if it were not under the porch, the rainwater could go through, I presume?
Yep, I made this to live outside, so I didn't get too crazy about the joinery.
Seating for 10 easily, and down below?
We have legs that I found from the garbage.
Sounds like you. Never let anything go to waste, right?
And the apron and the frame is made from 2x6s.
All right, so it's a farm table, casual, but I mean the construction can still intimidate people, right? You got big slabs you got to bring together, apron, turn legs.
Right. Well, I'm going to show you how to make a table like this today. We're going to demystify the process, show you how it goes together a lot easier than you think.
Nice. All right. So what are we, off to the shop?
Let's go.
This is the stock here.
This is the stock. This is sugar maple with spalting in it.
Spalting being what?
These lines you see in here, this is part of the rotting process when it starts to decay, and it goes into the grain like the water and the elements from the earth while it's laying on the ground start to go inside of the wood, and we stop it at one point and we use these beautiful lines as decoration.
Nice. So that gives us some detail. We've got the saw marks as well from the mill, some imperfections here.
You know what these are from when they tapped the sugar maple trees?
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, that's what some of these holes are.
Some sugaring holes. Cool. Yeah. So we're going to clean these up a little bit?
We're going to clean them up a lot a bit. We're going to cut them, mill them, get them to size, and then glue them together for our tabletop.
Nice. All right. And our base is here?
This is our base. I ordered this online. They offer table parts. You can get rough legs, you can get finished legs, all with this beautiful lathing on it.
Right, so this is way more work than most people would be up for. You could do a tapered or a square leg, but buying these pre-made is going to take a lot of the complexity out of it.
Absolutely, and it really finishes up a nice project. If you just bought the legs alone and you did the rest of the work yourself, you end up with a nice, beautiful table.
Okay.
To make our lives easier, let's rough cut these down to an easy, handleable length, and we'll use the shortest board as our reference. And again, rough cut, doesn't matter right now. Once all the boards are glued together, we'll do a nice clean cut. We're going to have to join all these together. I really like this one board. It's got probably the most spalting in it, but it needs the most work. So we're going to snap a line on this, cut it. It'll give us something to start passing through the tables.
So how are you going to straighten these edges without a jointer?
I have a jointer, but I just want to show you a way by using the table saw you can joint the boards. The way I do that is by flipping the board over and over and over again, taking just a little bit off each time. With each pass, I'm just tapping the rip fence over just a little bit, maybe the half a width of a blade at a time. And while I'm cutting, I'm watching the fence. I'm seeing if there's any imperfections along the side along the fence. And if I see any, then I know I need to flip it back.
So each pass is sort of just adding a little bit more straightness to one side?
Yeah, and by flipping it back and forth, I'm averaging it better and better each time.
It's a good tip because a lot of people don't have a jointer.
All right, now we're going to surface plane it, and the idea here is to get all the boards at the same exact thickness, so when we join them all together, it's going to be one nice surface of the table, you see. We're going to start with our thinnest board as our reference, and we're going to work all the boards down to that thickness.
How long you had this planer?
I bought this brand new in about 1991. Had it all this time. I've changed the blades maybe 5 times. Doesn't have dust collection, but it does a very good job. Okay, we want to arrange the boards so they look the best, but also we're looking to see how they fit together as well.
Right.
They're about 98% straight, but we still got to consider the joinery.
Right. So these all look pretty tight. I think that's going to close up right there. How's that?
This one's good. It's in the middle. You got the bow in the middle. That's good because when you put a nice tight clamp on it, it pulls that in and tightens the ends.
Right.
Yep, so I think we're good. We're ready for the floating tenons.
Okay.
Each one of these little marks is going to keep these boards lined up how we want it. I'm going to put 5 floating tenons in each glue joint. When you use this machine, it gives you the setting that's the exact width of the tenon on one side, and then you switch it so it's a little bit wider on the other side. So if you're a little off, you have a little bit of wiggle room.
One tight, one a little loose.
That's right. So we're going to do all the tight ones on this side of the joint and all the loose ones on that side. So we got to keep our organization. So now we have all of our floating tenon holes drilled, and we glue those to that side, hammer them in, and then glue the joint and slowly join them together. Flip this up with me like that. We'll get that one in. That's good.
Good.
These tenons are going to get us most of the way there. Once we use the clamps, we'll get it nice and tight. All right, we're going to have to let this set up for about 2 hours. In the meantime, let's work on the apron and the legs, get them assembled.
So I'm looking at the apron.
Yep.
We've got a couple little tongues. We got a couple V-grooves.
Because all the angles are accurately milled. Once we tighten everything, it's going to go right into square. It comes with a torque wrench. This is specifically designed so you don't over-tighten it.
Look at that.
That side's done.
And so they've put a threaded insert into these legs to receive these bolts. No glue?
You don't need to glue it.
No,
you'll be surprised at how strong this ultimately is.
Cool. Oh, look at that. Just squares it right up, huh? Get that bottom one nice and tight. All right. That's insane. Fastest table base I've ever built.
Check out this charcoal color I mixed up. That's a latex semi-gloss charcoal paint. Give us a little bit of a rustic look.
So you're not too fussy about the finish right here?
No. Now that our top is dried, we're going to square up the ends and we're going to give it a good sanding. A lot of cases I like to apply wax because it's easy maintenance.
Mm-hmm. So a little less durable than like a poly, but maybe something you put on every year, every couple of years just to freshen it up.
You can add this over a poly. I mean, a lot of times you use this as a supplement. I personally like the way it feels. So that when you drop a product off to a client and it has that nice buffed feel, it gives a sense of quality. The table kit comes with pre-drilled pocket holes to keep the top in place.
Oh, Jimmy, that thing is looking good. I love that, huh?
I'm real happy with it. I really like the way it came out.
So I'll admit that I was secretly skeptical that we would get a joint as tight as we did here with the table saw trick, you know, versus the jointer.
That's right.
But that's rock solid.
It's great. It works every time.
Yeah, and you know, for me, I don't really want to spend too much time making the base.
Yeah.
I want to find a cool piece of wood and show it off.
Yeah, you want to spend your time on the featured part of the table, which is the top.
Yeah, all right, man. Always a pleasure. You are a force. Thank you.
Right, brother. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for watching. This Old House has got a video for just about every home improvement project, so be sure to check out the others. And if you like what you see, click on the subscribe button. Make sure that you get our newest videos right in your feed.